Hello, this is Brad Lagusch, Executive Director of the Toledo Bar Association. I'd like to welcome you to the 2020 presentation of the Robert A. Kelb Distinguished Service Award, which is presented annually to a member of the TBA who has unselfishly served the Bar Association and its members. Simply put, it's the highest honor the association can bestow on one of its members. The award is named after Robert A. Kelb, who died January 3rd, 1992. Mr. Kelb practiced law for 58 years, primarily with the firm of Taylor, Crewy, and Kelb. Mr. Kelb's dedication to service was demonstrated by his involvement in many organizations, fraternal, professional, and charitable. In 1943, Mr. Kelb served as president of the Lucas County Bar Association, and in 1968 as president of the Toledo Bar Association. The Kelb Award would normally be presented at the TBA Holiday Luncheon, but this year, due to the pandemic, we've moved it online. While we are presenting it in a different fashion, it does not diminish the magnitude of our appreciation for this year's recipient. To provide you with some additional background and to make the formal award presentation, I give you TBA President Bill Meyer.
Thank you, Brad. Before I start on all the accomplishments that Tom Pletz has accumulated during his membership during the TBA, I feel it appropriate to mention his service in the United States Navy. The Bar Association is a collegial atmosphere where everybody kind of operates at the same level, regardless of what their station is in their other lives. Tom has taken a lot of teasing over the years over his being an officer in the US Navy. And many of us, with the gentle teasing, masked the strong sense of respect and admiration that we had for Tom. Tom served as a naval line officer on a US Navy destroyer from the years 65 to 67, mostly in Vietnam. And his level of service and his commitment and courage that he displayed was exemplary. And although we teased him, we all had a profound sense of admiration and respect for him. And before I say anything about his TBA service, I'd like to thank him for his service and tell him just how much he's admired by all his brothers and sisters in the bar for his service. Now, Tom has been a partner at Shoemaker Lupin Kendrick for 48 years. And during that time, he's haunted the halls of the TBA. He was a longtime board member. He was the co-chair of the original Citizens Dispute Program, which was started in 1978 and still serves as a diversion program in Toledo Municipal Court. He was the original chair of the Kirov Trial Advocacy Committee. He served on the Judicial Candidates Committee, the Nominating Committee, the Media Relations Committee. He regularly served as a judge for the mock trial high school competitions. He's a longtime board member. He also is the co-editor of the Legal History of Lucas County, which was published in 2003 in commemorating the TBA 125th anniversary. He continued his service in recent years with hosting minority high school students in the Law and Leadership Institute program. He served as a longtime legal counsel for the Catholic Diocese, and he also served for many years as a visiting judge in Sylvania. More than anything else, though, Tom has always been an ambassador of collegiality in the Toledo Bar. I was the victim of several excursions on junior bar outings with Tom Pletz and Shelley Rosen being the masters of ceremonies on voyages to the outings. And he's just been a long-time outstanding member of the Toledo Bar. It's my distinct pleasure and honor to award him the 2020 Robert A. Kelb Distinguished Service Award. And I will say that when I was advised by the nominating committee that he had been selected for the award, my first emotion was surprise, because I thought that he must have already gotten it. And my second emotion was profound joy, because he's richly deserving of the award. Congratulations, Tom. And I'd like to give you a few minutes to make a few remarks.
Thank you, Bill. Good afternoon and greetings to all the members of the Toledo Bar Association, especially the TBA board and the bench and bar of Northwest Ohio. First, I can show you the beautiful flame glass object, which is for the Kelb Award, inscribed with the date and details. I have to say thank you to the board. I would have to join Bill in saying I share those same emotions, surprise and joy at being told by Bill that I had been chosen for this award. That was entirely unexpected, but greatly appreciated. I've been privileged to know every person on the list of recipients, including Bob Kelb, and it's a distinct honor to join their number. I remember that Reg Jackson gave an impressive speech accepting this award last year, but I'm not going to try to match his eloquence, just give you a few thoughts. This has been an unexpected, horrific year around the entire world because of this pandemic, global pandemic, and we'll all be glad to leave it behind. In a few days, on January the 1st, hindsight will be truly 2020. So we are looking forward to that. But speaking of the pandemic, I do try to maintain a sense of humor. The dumbest thing I did this past year was buying that hardbound day planner for 2020. Our world has become so upside down that we old folks are sneaking out of the house while our children are yelling at us to stay home. And a walk to the mailbox is a big event for the day. All our lives, we were told to avoid negative people, but now we have to stay away from anybody who's positive. But I want to talk about the Toledo Bar Association. As a historical matter, the importance of the TBA was explained to me long before I passed the bar. While I attended the UT College of Law at night and worked during the day as a courtroom bailiff in Common Pleas Court for Judges George Kuroff and Nick Walensky, the judges often regaled us with stories of the Toledo Junior Bar, the Gridiron Show, and all of the important TBA activities, including weekly luncheons together. When the TBA bought the building in 1982, my main work was to paint the old elevator, and that was probably my most concrete contribution to the TBA. But I'm proud that my name is listed on the metal plaque outside the building at the street entrance. I want to say some words of thanks, look back briefly, remind you of what the TBA strives to do, and conclude with some words of hope. First, thanks to my good wife, Carol, and our family. Carol was recognized last week when one of her nicest winter paintings was featured in the Toledo Blade, so you know that she's the most accomplished and well-known person in the family. We have much to be grateful for. I must also thank my partners, good friends, Shoemaker, Loop, and Kendrick, for indulging my various peccadillos and quirks over the past many decades. As the calendar turns, I want to recognize a few local legal luminaries. On the judicial level, I want to congratulate Jim Knepp on becoming our newest U.S. District Judge for the Northern District of Ohio. Jim served his clerkship with a true master of the law, Judge John Potter. And the Pletz family has a special close connection with Jim and Linda, so we're delighted with their happiness. This past year, we were all saddened with the loss of many luminaries, including Fred McDonald, Pete Handwerk, and Jim Jensen, who are all fine exemplars for all trial and appellate practitioners. But I want today to also pay tribute on the recent passing of Judge James Barber, who retired from the Fulton County Court of Common Pleas, a 48-year member of the TBA, A good man, he also served the Lucas County Domestic Relations Division as a visiting judge with distinction after retirement. Many of us tried cases before Judge Barber. He was a superb trial judge who called them straight down the middle. Next, I want to recognize the 3 TBA members who are celebrating 60 years of membership, because each of them epitomize a different distinctive area of the legal practice. Art Smith has been a distinguished and astute corporate general counsel. Frank Melhorn is a true legal scholar and historian. And the inimitable Justice Andy Douglas has been an ardent advocate, a political savant, and a formative influence in the development of Ohio law through his many years on the Supreme Court of Ohio. The 50-year members who are honored this year are my contemporaries, so I have stories about each of them, but time does not permit. Actually, I first met Jack Straub and Charlie Abood in the courthouse when we were night law students. At that time, we called it the corridor of law because we essentially had 2 classrooms on the 3rd story of the library. The TBA has always striven to serve a number of diverse communities, both inside and outside our profession. In my opinion, the expanded participation of women and minority lawyers and judges has been the most important improvement in our bench and bar over the past 50 years. Women practitioners have brought greater civility and courtesy to the practice, but I also witnessed the bias and prejudice which many young women endured, and minorities, so I must give credit to the courage of pioneers like Justices Alice Roby Resnick and Judy Lanzinger, Vern Armstrong, June Rose Galvin, Ruth Ann Franks, Julie Bates, Beverly McBride, Betty Montgomery, and Arlene Singer. I also saw judges Robert Franklin and Joe Flores rise above the fray, becoming fine trial judges because they were the best qualified. I would encourage all you senior bar members to continue to mentor the newer members of the association, just as when you started practice, you warmed at fires you did not set, and you drank from wells you did not dig. We have a duty to pass on the benefits of our practical mentoring, which we have received. As somebody who's tried cases in almost every county in Northwest Ohio and all its larger cities, I know that the Toledo way of practice, with respect and courtesy for courts, counsel, and clients, does not exist in other corners of the state. We enjoy something unique as long as we preserve and perpetuate it. Joining the Toledo Junior Bar and TBA committees are the best paths to greater collegiality, camaraderie, and membership. I recommend the pro bono Citizens Dispute Settlement Committees, the high school mock trial, and the law and leadership programs. So next year is bound to be better. This year, we have all seen unexpected challenges, tragedies, hardship, and loss for many. Time for the rest of us to count our blessings with gratitude. We'll have to wait with hope and trust in Providence that the world will recover. In closing, I want to recite a few lines from a World War II British ballad called The White Cliffs of Dover, which go like this for you to ponder. There will be love and laughter and peace ever after, next year when the world is free. So until we meet again, may God bless you, thank you, and adieu.
Thank you for your words, Tom, and thank you for your long and faithful service to the Toledo Bar and the greater community. I wish you continued long service and good health. I thank all of you for watching today's ceremony. I'd ask all of you to wear a mask, keep socially distant, and I wish you all a safe and healthy new year. Thank you.